What is up everyone, Diving here, and in this video I'm gonna show you guys how to use bass one-shots like this one or this one to create really cool bass lines. Now if you're excited about this, drop a like down below, make sure to hit subscribe for more beat making content and machine related videos. In this video, I'll be showing you guys how to set up Maschine to get a real old school sampler type of feeling with the best possible sounding result. The technique is often used in like old school hip hop beats, classic boom bap beats like Dilla beats. And in this video, I'm gonna show you all you need to know to make sample-based bass lines in Maschine. But bear with me if you use a different production workstation. All of this is of course transferable to other Groove stations and DAWs. So if you're an MPC user or an Ableton user, you're welcome to stick around as well. So I actually filmed this video while making a remix of a Roots song the other day on my Maschine Plus, standalone, and I just decided to make a separate video out of this one. So I pulled that footage out and threw it onto this one. Let's check it out. Next up, we're gonna do a little bass line, and for that I got a couple of tricks up my sleeve. I'm gonna explain my odd but working workflow. At least lately I have two different workflows. I don't usually use a lot of VSTs for bass lines. So workflow number one is I use my bass guitar. And workflow number two is I use one-shots. So I go to the browser, and especially in the Crate Cut sample pack, watch my other videos on Crate Cuts. I'll link them up here and down there and whatever. There's a couple of cool bass one-shots. One of them is the Bass Answers Monarch. And as you can tell, it says BB, so it's tuned down 2.5 steps from a C tuning. So first up, after loading it up, is going into our plugin and moving up the tune 2.5 steps, because we want to match it our C, you know. Works. Perfect. Next up, we want to change the type from one shot to ADSR, so it doesn't play the whole note when triggering the pad, but rather only when I play it. And I usually tend to have a very short release time, so around 80 milliseconds. Next up, and that's the last change I'm doing, is change the polyphony from the standard value 8 to 1. So we don't have overlapping notes. I'll show you what I mean. Now, two bass notes playing at the same time sound horrible. But when we change the polyphony to 1, we can only play one note at the same time. Perfect. Oh, and lastly, you want to have that fixed velocity on. Make sure it's on. And now how do we go ahead? So first up, I'm going to check out my chords so we know what kind of notes we want to play. So we got E, A, and F for the first run. For the second set of chords, we've got E, B, and D. B flat, that is. So I'm just gonna remember that with my brain. And then I'm gonna play those notes while the kick drum plays. I only play the root notes on the kick drum, so I basically have like a basic bass. Let's record some bass. Cool. Now my next little trick is add a little bit of, for those of you guys who watch my videos regularly, you already know what I'm about to say, add a bit of chorus effect to the bass. First up, compressor, of course, make it stand out a little bit more, and then some chorus, because like that the bass is gonna spread out a little bit more, just a little bit into the stereo field, and that's gonna sound really good, trust me. The difference. Much better. And last up, I would just shorten the notes a little bit so they are a bit more groovy. that sounds fine. One more cool thing that you guys can also do is in the plugin view, use the MPC setting for maximum vintageness. So I know that was a lot of information. So to sum up, we did 3 things. 1, make sure our sample is tuned to the root note of C so that we can play it on a keyboard and it fits our other instruments. 2, have your sample triggered in the ADSR mode. Like this, the sample will only play as long as we hold down our pad. Side note, 80 milliseconds is a good value to set your release time to. And 3, change your polyphony from 8 to 1. Now we have a monophonic bass sampler and we'll avoid nasty overlapping bass notes. Oh, and 4, we actually did 4 things. Activate fixed val, fixed velocity, so that the volume of all your notes will be the same. Like that, you will get a true vintage sampler bass sound. And that's it. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If it was, please drop a like down below. It really helps me to grow my channel and allows other people to find this video as well. And if you have any more questions about using one-shots as bass samples, shoot them away in the comments. Also, let me know what other videos or tips and tricks you guys want to see. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more beat making content and machine related videos. I'm Dive-In and I wish you guys a great day and an excellent beat making session. Peace.
Dive-In.